The following is a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. The date is February 10th, 2021, and the subject is the emotional aspect of the crown chakra in the sign of Aquarius. I am. Are you ready for the first hero task? Me. I guess, but why do we start with Aquarius and not with Aries? I am. Getting out of the box. Nothing is straight as it seems. Nothing is structured. And even though there is a human path to follow this path, it is not limiting. Me. Which way? I am. In the terrestrial sky, there have been called 88 constellations. That is to say, group of stars. Con, meaning group or together, and stella, meaning star. They are grouped into the circumpolar, both those of the south and the north, the stationary, that is, those contemplated depending on the season of the year, which is spring, summer, autumn, or winter, and the tropical, visible between the two tropics, where the 12 constellations of the zodiac are contemplated. The ancients saw that they were positioned at the top of heaven at certain times of the year, marking the periods of terrestrial life. They then knew what weather it would be, the plants that would flourish, the flooding of the rivers, the fruits to be harvested, the planting, the hunting, the best moments of construction, all thanks to interpreting the position of the tropical stars. The moon marked the biorhythm of the world, and they ordered time based on lunar cycles, that is, 13 full moons in a full year, which made 13 months of 28 days each in a lunar calendar based on daily life. This calendar was incorporated into another based on the cycles of the Earth around the Sun, which lasted 365 days, aligned with zodiacal processes in 12 months of 30 days each, plus 5 days out of time, used to adjust the time lag that today you usually correct with leap years. Me. The zodiac helped divide the year, well, I am. Since the sun was positioned in front of each zodiacal constellation for at least 30 days, completing the full cycle of 365 days. To identify these constellations, they used to imagine that they were animals that followed each other. For this reason, they called it animal's path. Zoos, meaning animal, and diakos, meaning path. Me, although some were not animals. I am. Because the term zoon does not refer to the animal as a creature separate from the human, but to the animal as a being with an anima, that is, animated, with a soul, that moves, that has life. Zodiac would mean that which is related to the images of living beings. Me, I understand. I am. This path is an annual journey, which speaks of a constant cycle that every living being must go through over time, which describes the processes of life, conflicts, tools, and overcoming them, which allow us to recognize the past and the future, indicating how to transit the present. The stars are not a guide to understand heaven, but a map to know how to live on earth, since they do not speak about what they impose on us, but about what happens to us when they are present. Me. That is, it would be like, for example, if I go out for a walk every day and I stumble in exactly the same place in front of a bakery, I will relate the bakery as the reason for my trip, and therefore I will give the bakery the quality of conflicts on the road, and in its positive aspects, being careful when walking. I am. That's right. The constellation is the bakery, in front of which you have fallen, and to which you relate your carelessness. Me. This would explain why each person lives the same constellation very differently. Oh, obviously there are many more agents fulfilling their roles, such as planets, houses, asteroids, and the astrological position of our birth that determines the gravity of our existence. But why do they affect us similarly, equally? That is, why do Leos, like any other sign, generally tend to be all similar in essence. I am, because despite the fact that you think you are unique, in reality we are all one. We are all part of the same organism, and the stars are not outside of this. The gravitational pressure of millions of years is not intermittent, it is constant, and its movement is incessant. So the stars do not affect us because they move in the sky, but they affect us because we move through them, from their pressure of the particles of light that have been reaching us constantly for millions of years. The universe is a continuum. The universe is unity, and the only way to understand this is from the void. Me, empty the mind of separating thoughts. I am, cleaning the Arsayian stables. Me, the task of Hercules to clean the cattle excrement, for which he used 2 rivers, displacing them from their course, cleaning everything in their path. I am, a great feat, but very little humble. The task represents the cleaning of all acquired ideas and beliefs. Cattle represent what has been won in life, what has been acquired, what has become the baggage of the individual. And everything that is known to be possessed becomes a belief. Cattle droppings represent the subconscious and all the impure layers of the mind. And Aquarius, even though it represents the highest aspect of air, it is made up of the water bearer, the one who carries the vessel of water, pouring it into the fields to irrigate the seeds. The air trinity begins with Gemini in communication, continues with Libra in balance, and ends with Aquarius in expansion. Thus, Aquarius is the ocean of the mind, of the void that contains all things in its thoughts. And in his beliefs, the mind stagnates, gets dirty, because Aquarius is innovation, transformation, expansion, freedom, letting go, transcending. For this reason, their waters of dreams and new, free ideas are the ones that purify stagnant ideas in the corners of space. Me, Aquarius hurts. I am, it's clear, it's your challenge. Me, whenever I met people from Aquarius, I felt abandoned. I felt distant, unwanted, as if I didn't belong. Clearly it is my mirror, like a lion. It is my perfect reflection that reminds me of my learning. Being free from all mission and law, from all realms, get out of the structures of the box, flow, and in turn learn that things can transform quickly, and nothing happens. I am, but it broke your heart. Me, again, Aquarius is this new time, and I have come to work for him. However, he represents all that feeling of abandonment that terrifies me in my subconscious. As much as my soul or mind does not take it into account, my body feels that it has been abandoned many times. And just this week I have experienced that abandonment again by someone from Aquarius. Something that has had me especially bad, depressive. The Aquarian vision was very frivolous, like even observing that my Leo posture only wanted to attract attention and control the situation, and yet what I felt was abandonment. I am. And what is abandonment, if not the need to be cared for, to be in control of emotion? Me. Yes, I understand, but it hurts. I am. Transformation hurts, because in metamorphosis, your body changes. Can you accept that Aquarius has come to show you what you can't let go of, Leo? Me. If I do, what is my personality? What is the point of having one if I have to put myself to the test almost in the form of punishment to learn to be like another? What is the point of being born as a Leo to govern myself as the center, if now I am required to learn to let go as an Aquarius? I am. When you are a son, you must act like one. But one day you will become a father, and you will be a father. Have you stopped being Matías by going from being a son to a father? Me, I don't. I am. Nor will you stop being you by accepting new attributes that you didn't know how to manage before. If you decide to study engineering, life will bring you engineers. If you decide to learn painting, life will bring you artists. And the fact of wanting to study or learn a technique, a career, does not imply that you stop being who you are. It implies that you will add tools to who you are to better develop your potential. A Leo without tools is a controlling and dictatorial despot. A Leo with the Aquarian tools knows that he is not the center, and although he recognizes that he occupies an important place, he will take into account letting go of the weight and sharing the responsibility with others. Me, I understand. It's adding. I am. Moving on a path, traveling through countries, does not make you leave behind the place where you come from. Being in Egypt now does not make you Egyptian, but an Argentinian who adds the experience of living in Egypt. When you walk the zodiacal path, you recognize that you must add experiences, not become them. Each step is an experience that amplifies your abilities to perceive the world. Aquarius has its good and bad things, like everything. Aquarian detachment and freedom can often be seen as abandonment and disinterest, apathy. Thus, expandability also becomes dissipation and dispersion. The ease of connecting to the world of ideas makes the Aquarian prone to live on beliefs rather than feelings and actions. The ability of innovation and Aquarian resurrection can translate into an inability to sustain something over time and translate what you think into reality. Philosophers and inventors, by essence, in many cases, they fail to express results of what they express. The lack of emotional connection and empathy makes them move easily into the future, but not facing the past where they came from, only makes them drag with them the unrecognizable traumas of their soul. Now, from the consciousness, what you have to achieve is to obtain the tools of Aquarius. Me, freedom, detachment, renewal. I am. Access the law of mentalism. You are in the crown, in the radiation of your divine mind, towards the universal void, where everything is possible. This is what your Leo must learn from Aquarius. He must open himself to the infinite possibilities and not cling to the expectations that he considers under his control. Me, let go of control of things. I am. Opening the dams of cosmic water, releasing the rivers that purge your consciousness of all mental garbage, beliefs, ideas, preconceptions, prejudices. But you must do it with humility. Me, how do I do it? I am. Recognize why you have chosen them. That is, why you have held on to certain beliefs, to certain ideas of how things should be in your life. What do you hide in your mind that is reflected in your outer world? Me, the belief in abandonment lives in me, that the only way I learn quickly is when they leave me or abandon me. Family, friends, relationships. I feel that falling in love is part of a pattern that I need to move forward, and therefore I can never live love as company, but as a purpose. I am. Your great challenge in this life is to fall in love, but not with someone, but with yourself, with what you are and what you do, and only then can you love. And that is why life brings you love, falling in love that only reflects your lack of love for yourself and for what you are looking for. Me. Ugh. I am. Leaving the purpose for love is the expression of letting go of the idea of falling in love in order to be able to really love, since the greatest of all purposes is the unity that humans conceive as falling in love. And you search for him incessantly, as an ideology, and for this reason the universe leads you to live experiences of this type until you can find Aquarian freedom in love and not Leo's control. Me. That's why I attract the image of Aquarius over and over again. That's why I work for an age called Aquarius, the greatest of my challenges. I am, and it is in the crown, for Aquarius is your new king. It is the king of the world, who has inherited the crown of the kingdom from his opposite, Leo, who is now underfoot. Me, the lion submitted to the will of Aquarius. I am, who does not submit, but expands. You decide whether to see yourself involved in the Aquarian networks of thoughts, or connected to the expansive network of ideas. Me, I feel that if I do not integrate, we do integrate, the Aquarian visions of the cosmos, it will be difficult for us to capture a conscious network. I am. That is why it is your great challenge, detachment from ideas, cleaning preconceptions, making the ocean of the mind clean your psychological impurities. Me, how do I do the task? I am. Take a sheet and write names of people to whom you are emotionally attached, with whom you have unhealed ties, prejudices, and preconceptions, dependency links, and you can see that they do not allow you to move forward. As if it were a maze, connect them with colored lines, like a fabric, uniting those you relate to in the same emotions. You can choose 3 colors and give each one a role, physical, emotional, and mental, and unite the people they represent at these levels. Me, and once it's done, what do? I am. Take a deep breath and cut it to pieces. Me, shall I break it? I am. The only thing you will do by doing it is giving your body the experience of recognizing that you have realized where the ties are and that you're willing to transcend them. And when you have cut them into small pieces, you put them in water, watching how the water takes care of discoloring the ink, taking what you don't need. And when it's discolored enough, let the water go and bury the scraps of paper. Me, clean the stables. I am. The task will be a start to put this idea into action. Free yourself psychologically from the ties that keep you trapped in a network. Aquarius is your spiritual food, and the spirit is free. It does not have ties, bonds, links. By doing this exercise, you will be feeding your spirit of freedom from your subconscious. Me, to be someone new, I have to act like someone new. I am. Going from being a son to being a father, from being a daughter to being a mother, and recognizing that sons and daughters are free, that the roles we have been chosen by ourselves. Be free, you know well that you are. Me, I know. I am. Free yourself and free others, so you will turn a net that traps into a network that connects. Me, I am freedom. I am the vast universe of the cosmic mind. I am. Welcome to the age of Aquarius.
My